everybody, my name is Yana Vandy and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to be focusing on weight transfer. There's going to be no music because I don't want to get copyright claims. So it's just going to be, as you've been seeing on my last post, just talking with some generic iMovie music in the background. So don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, share, and yeah, for all things dance and mindful and moving together. Okay, let's enjoy the lesson. All right, awesome. So what we're gonna do is start by standing. I know I'm in all black today, but what I liked about these pants, my little Adidas pants, is that it has this band here, which is a really good indicator for the waist. So in all of these kinds of dances, you're going to be shifting around weight. So what is weight transfer? It's exactly what it is in the name. Your weight is being transferred to another part of your body so that you can accentuate what the movement is. So for example, you've probably seen moves like this, moves like this, moves like this, right? Throughout different cultures. It doesn't just have to be Caribbean. Any culture that has my goodness, any culture that has any hip thing, the weight is going to be transferred. So if you are a lover of Latin dances, so salsa, bachata, merengue, anything like that, any ballroom type dance, which is pretty popular now, I'm pretty sure most of you know, has this kind of transfer. And that's what makes it look unique. Whether it's going to the side, whether it's going forward, whether it's shifting and coming back and changing, you're always going to be moving and transferring your weight. Now, let's try it together. So, what I like to do for basic winding, but you can apply this to anything that requires weight transfer. And what we're going to do is just feet slightly shoulder width apart, and we're going to start by slightly bending and straightening our knees. So you may not be able to see it because I'm wearing black, so I'm going to turn a little bit to the side. I'm going to exaggerate it. But that's what I'm doing while I'm facing the front. My feet are completely flat on the ground, and I'm just bending and straightening. Bending and straightening. If you want, you can use your arms to give you a little bit more. Bending and straightening. So from the front, bending and straightening. And from the back, I'm going to turn. You can stay where you are. Good, just like that. So you can either turn it down a little bit. So this was kind of a medium. We can go smaller. So this is smaller, and this is bigger. Now I'm sure what you have noticed now, and I hope you're doing it with me, this is big. This is moving. Hips are moving. And I go back to middle, still moving. And I go back to the smallest, still moving. That is the magic of weight transfer. Now, when you get more confident in that, you're able to hit harder, harder, harder. But these micro movements that you see everywhere depends heavily on weight transfer and what you want to do with it. So for this, I'm just pushing out to the side, pushing out to the side. Same bending and straightening, bending and straightening. But I want to push out to the side, for example. That's what it might look like, exaggerated. But all of this is to just get you accustomed to weight transfer. So back to the beginning. Slight bend in the knees, feet planted on the floor, and I'm just bending and straightening. Good. So just bend and straighten the knee. Likely are to feel very sore if you're new to this, or even if you're not new to it, practicing basic foundation will still get you sore, because it's not 1 minute we're doing this for 10 minutes plus. So what you could do is put on like a song that's your favorite, whatever the genre is, and practice bending and straightening, bending and straightening. And see, challenge yourself if you can do it to the whole duration of the song, just doing this. And you can make it smaller, make it bigger, you can make it medium. You can pause and stick it out. You can add your arm. You can make it fun. But just remember, we're keeping our feet flat on the floor. We have not yet transitioned to moving to this side. For right now, we're staying on the center. Now, what you can do is you can sit into it. And by doing that, I mean quite literally sitting into it and playing around with it. What happens if I transfer my weight up here versus sitting back versus leaning over? What kind of motions am I creating? What kind of dance moves am I creating? Does this look familiar? Do I know any of these? Do I want to try keeping it on one side versus the other? And how am I doing that? Instead of bending and straightening, alternating, I'm just bending on one side only. This is straight. And so it's giving me this illusion. And how am I pushing my hip? I am using this as a pendulum. So you know how a clock has, well, maybe the old clocks have like this swing. This, and I'm still bending and straightening. So there's a lot of oh my goodness, what's that word? For small, fine-tuned details. Can't say it right now. Starts with a I. I just butchered it. And you can play around with it. Most common ones, if you're doing this from the Caribbean aspect, would be the dirt bounce, is really popular right now. This kind of hanging around movement, typical TikTok movements. And then when you have belly dancing, then you have the hip drops and stuff, and everybody has the wine crossing over in some form. All comes from the basic building blocks of weight transfer and knowing where I am in space while bending and straightening my knees. Now, would I do an RDL bending and straightening? Maybe not. But who knows? Functional training. That's why I love these pants. It's giving you a visual without me having to edit in that my hips are moving regardless of what is going on here. It's moving. So even if you're looking like this and you're trying to figure it out, that's fine. We're all trying it together. And again, you can make, if you want, your bending and straightening very stiff like this. It'll add a different look. So yeah, so let's just go back to bending and straightening. We're almost done. Time flies when you're having fun. And just be kind with yourself. If you want to add your arms, because you feel like your arms haven't been doing too much, you can have a nice stretch while you're doing it. You can go out, you can go up, whatever it is. Might feel stiff. Just have fun with it. And you got to see your reflection there. I just noticed that. So I'm just gonna hold my shirt out so you can see even more of a contrast. But notice my upper body is relatively straight because we haven't dived into styles that require you to move like this as yet.
So that concludes the video for today. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, follow. I am on TikTok and Instagram if you already didn't know, and I will see you back here for the next video.